So yeah, the Acolyte. Just what a complete shit show this series is. Like it really is. This is over on that Park Place, as you can see. It says here the Acolyte defense media attempts to save Star Wars with the Last Jedi strategy. It won't work. What they're kind of talking about here is this Forbes article. So there was a Forbes article. Forbes reporter Paul Tassi seethes as Star Wars the Acolyte audience score goes even lower. He just goes mental at everyone,
He
basically.
does.
So, like legit crazy. It's just insane. So, while Star Wars has had many controversies in the Disney era, viewers have now mobilized the fleet of TIE bombers to obliterate user scores of the Acolyte wherever possible, namely on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. I previously reported that this started up right at the release, as the Acolyte quickly became the lowest audience rated Star Wars project besides the infamous holiday special. Now, its former 33% score has dipped below the special's 20% score and is now all the way down to 15%. At a certain point, he says, this is just absurd. When you're making absurd products, expect absurd reviews. And it says a lot more about the viewers than it does the quality of the show itself. No, it doesn't. Which has barely even gotten started now, just 3 episodes in. I mean, it's an hour and a half in, mate. If you're an hour and a half into a movie and you were like, this is terrible, and someone was like, it's not even started, you'd be like, mate, it's an hour and a half in. Come on now. Like, it's an hour and a half. I've given it a chance.
Yeah, and how many people watched like the first 1 or 2 episodes of Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad and was like, "Oh, this is crap," without finishing the whole entire series? Like nobody, everybody couldn't wait for the next episode of some of those shows.
Yeah, exactly. And it says this. Now, I'm not going to entertain a debate that this is not review bombing. Oh, okay, then. So just okay, then your opinion's invalid, mate, because you're not being objective, are you? This entire article is predicated on the fact that we all agree apparently it's just review bombing. It's not the case. What are you on about? A 15% score is barely more than a third of the last most controversial Disney Star Wars project, The Last Jedi. Nothing is even close except that holiday special. It's even easier to see. A full 54% of reviewers are 1 star, giving it a 3.6 out of 10. No, it says this. There's also how fast this happened. For instance, Ahsoka, and there's 5,000 reviews. What's the deal with it? What's the issue? I love how he even highlights this. Rotten Tomatoes has previously tried to curb review bombing in the wake of what happened with Captain Marvel. Yeah, you mean they literally changed their entire website for Disney? Yeah, they did do that. Why is this happening? There are a bunch of dimensions to this, and none of them good. There's absolutely a racial and gender component to this. No, there's not. There's not. No one's like, oh, these black people in Star Wars. Fuck
these women.
You know what I'm saying? No, people are like, these weird space lesbian witches are a bit odd. And people are also pointing out, I'm pointing out a lot actually, because it's funny. Disney just went and did like the meme, the stereotype. 2 fatherless black kids in space. That's a bit weird, isn't it, mate? One turns to criminality, arson, and the other gets picked up by Child Protective Services, the Jedi. I mean, that's hilarious. But all right.
Yeah, probably not good.
Showrunner Leslie Headland has starred in many YouTube thumbnails lambasting the woke nature of the series. Leslie Headland's a scumbag. She was the
former personal assistant
of Harvey
Weinstein.
People keep forgetting that. And then look at this, Nick, you'll love this, but also it allegedly breaks canon.
Allegedly, it does. There's no allegedly. I don't know what they're talking about. It's sort of like the Kenobi show that broke canon. Like, oh, it didn't break canon. No, it 100% did.
There's a Midnight's Edge thumbnail here. This is the main reason for the surge since episode 3 aired, where fans in inverted commas, piss off, believe the show's broken canon or destroyed the lore of Anakin Skywalker by implying that, like Anakin, the twins are a virgin Force birth. Anakin was conceived purely through the Force alone, part of his chosen one mythology. And now they say that's happened again, ruin everything. But that is what's happened. That is literally what's happened. What? Problem is, we simply have no idea if that's true. They said it in the show. What?
Yeah.
What? What? Even if that's what is he trying to assume that witch Anastasia was actually a dirty sket and was going around sleeping with some other men outside the witches' coven? It's what he's saying, isn't it? Actually,
yeah, and that didn't happen.
Unbelievable. While they say the girls have no father, it is implied that their mother did something unnatural to create them, which would not be a spontaneous forced baby situation. It's implied that Darth Sidious, Palpatine, made Anakin. It's implied that he did that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking this person's an idiot. I mean, this just goes on, look. The 15% score is embarrassing, not for the show, but for those review bombing it to frankly laughable degree. No, it's not. Don't we have a right to tell people that their product's shit to get better ones?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the product that Tassie produces is shit. So yeah.
I think that's fair, to be honest. I like this as well because, like, WDW Pros, like, Grace Randolph is running polls to figure out what her audience thinks of modern Star Wars, and Eric Klain, who we love, is sitting at Forbes doing his level best to make up for Tassie's insanity. Yep, that's right. Because Forbes has actually been doing pretty good work, and then they're like, "Hold my beer. I'm just gonna shove my head in a blender. Become retarded."
Well, I mean, to be fair, you have Kane, who just came out, Eric Kane, who came out with a great article from Forbes. Yeah.
Klain.
And then Kane.
Klain. There's an L in it.
There's an L in there?
Yeah, apparently.
All right. Well, anyway, he came out with a brilliant thing, and then they turn around and give us Tassie, who's basically just Scott Mendelsohn repackaged.
Yeah.
So.
Go on, Nick. Lay it on, mate. What do you think of these mainstream media tit bags? Not the big tit bags, not the fun tit bags. The gross, saggy, hanging fried eggs on a nail on a chalkboard tit bags. The ones that are shriveled up and nasty. The ones you don't want to go anywhere near.
Yeah. The thing is that they don't understand is entertainment is made for an audience. The audience gives feedback. If the feedback's good, they continue to make more. If the feedback's bad, when did it become a point to sit there and trash the people that you're making the product for? It just doesn't make sense to me. If you go to a restaurant and everybody's like, this food is shit, I'm not eating here anymore. Are they going to be like, you just don't understand food and just keep making the same garbage? I mean, that's basically what Disney's doing. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. These people are delusional, absolutely delusional. The fans are speaking out and, basically voicing their opinions on, hey, this is not Star Wars. This is not what we want for Star Wars. And we're letting it be known. So in hopes that you change it, which of course Disney won't. They'll probably just double down and keep making this nonsense garbage. But at some point in time, I don't know. I don't know how much more they need to hear from the audience before they're like, this isn't working. I mean, you got South Park doing episodes on these people. How bad does it have to get? It's ridiculous. And I believe that this score is going to go lower, and I believe it deserves to be lower than 15. I think 15% is too high.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Actually, I do think 15% is too high. Like, it's a terrible bloody show.
Yep.
It's absolutely awful. It deserves to have a low, rating. Like, it doesn't deserve to be a high one, and especially when we know as well that critics have been getting paid. The thing is, none of these people are highlighting the fact critics have been paid to review things positively on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, they get perks and early access and meet and greets and all these perks for shilling for this nonsense garbage. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the review bombing of positive positive reviews by the critics that are getting all these perks.
Also, no one's sat there going, House of the Dragon season 2 episode 1. They're positively reviewing. That must be review bombs.
Yeah,
People are just like, oh, people liked it then. Okay, cool, no worries.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Mando season 1 and 2, I mean, for the most part, it got good audience review scores. And it was diverse, had people of color, had women, you know, all that sort of stuff. I mean, the one of the best episodes of Mando season 2, chapter 16 had that whole woman female force, you know, going through Moff Gideon's ship, what was all female, you know, which was a little bit cringe, and people are like, yeah, you know, but all in all, the episode got a good review because, you know, of course, because the ending with Luke Skywalker's return. But I mean, it's these people are delusional. Paul Tassi, he has got to be one of the worst too. He makes some of the worst articles and gives some of the worst takes. And this dude's been saying this kind of crap
for
years.
Or not?
Yeah, she's, oh gosh, she's terrible too.
We've got some super chats about this. So, Graph Webb, for F's sake, cancel Disney Plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Creek Indian Army for $7.15 says, bad move, Forbes. Whatever happened to the philosophy of the customer is always right. No, when activism comes into play, Creek Indian, my dude.
Yeah, the customer's always wrong then if they don't side with what they're saying.
And we're seeing this kind of schizophrenia at Forbes a lot more frequently too. You know, they'll have one side covered, which they'll have a huge support from, you know, our sphere from, and then they'll do the other side, and it doesn't even get meager support, you know, because there's nobody behind it. So you'd think that Forbes would learn from that, but no, just more schizophrenia.
Yep.
Thought I'd take a look at some of his other articles. Like new Stellar Blade patch ads, you guessed it, more outfits. Is he complaining about the outfits on Stellar Blade now?
Probably.
First, the new outfit is destroyed denim and can be purchased from Roxanne's shop in town. I may be forgetting, but this seems like a brand new outfit rather than a reskin of an existing outfit. Okay. Are you complaining? I don't know. What are you complaining, or is this good to you? I don't know. The same goes for the second new outfit, which is given out when you beat the Raven boss challenge on hard. I think this is a variant of the magician outfit added in the last patch. Okay. So you're saying the denim one's better? Oh, so you like this stuff then?
Yeah.
All right then. Oh, no. This does not contain something that fans have been hoping for. Photo mode. Okay. So you like this game?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, I doubt Stellar Blade will end up in Game of the Year contention or anything. It's a pretty impressive achievement, and Shift Up also deserves credit for foregoing microtransactions in a game that clearly could have made bank with an outfit shop, but it seems they are in the ad-free outfits game for the long haul. Another industry rarity. Okay, that's a good take. Paul, mate, this is a good take. What's this other crap that you're talking about then? He has some weird takes then, doesn't he? Like, you like Elden Ring, but you think the Acolyte deserves it. You obviously got paid. Like, that's a schizophrenic take.
Yeah.
How bizarre.
Yep, he's a bizarre person.
Right,
very bizarre.
Okay. Well, anyway, we got a super chat here from Chaos is Fun for $5. Says, I heard on the Royal BBC earlier there's a Canadian soap company called Osha May. Is this a coincidence of creative genius naming the main characters the same, or a hack noticing the name while trying to wash away the shame of being Harvey's assistant? No, they're not that self-aware.
No.
I still think the irony was correctly landed upon by a few people out there, in that the character's name is OSHA, and yet you had this terrible fire accident. Never should have happened.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Well, she set the fire. Oh, no. Yeah, she was in the fire. Yeah, May was the one that set the fire. Yeah. Bad times. Olaf has super chatted $3. Says, I watched Andre's mentioned video on Grace Randolph where it displayed a poll asking people's opinion if they would be excited for any new Star Wars show. To her surprise, 50% plus said nope, no thank you, and saw she was ratioed in her comments. Yeah, man, she gets absolutely torn apart in her comments. You want a good laugh? Go to Grace Randolph's, like, just her videos on the Acolyte. She's been ripped apart in the comments. My God, it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of that culture, get on it for Thursday's show for Grace Randolph section. For her most recent review, because there'll be some dumb shit in there.
Clip Grace. Gotcha.
Anyway, there you go.